Today I'll be sharing with you my personal stretching routine for a deep, full body stretch. So let's get started. First, I like to begin in a wide-legged child's pose. After a breath or two, I'll grab my left wrist and pull my arm forward to stretch it even more. I also like to lean into my left arm so it creates a more intense pull on my left side. And we'll switch to the right side, pulling that right wrist forward and leaning into the right arm. And we'll hold here for a couple breaths. When you're ready, we'll come into tabletop and walk your hands out to the front of your mat for a puppy pose. We'll use the same tactic we did in child's pose. Grab the left wrist and pull it forward and lean into the left arm. This will greatly increase your flexibility of the chest, shoulders, and arms. On your next breath, we'll switch sides. When you're ready, we'll come into normal puppy pose to reset. Then come to tabletop, tuck your toes, float your knees, and push your hips up and back into downward facing dog. I love down dog because there's so many things you can do. You can keep the left leg straight and bend the right leg to stretch the hamstrings and calf, then switch legs. You can even widen your stance and play with your movement here. I like to shift the hips from side to stretch the entire back of both legs, and this feels great for tight hamstrings. You can also lift your right leg in the air and bend your right knee for a more intense hip and glute opener. This is one of my favorites, and it feels so good in the morning when you're tight. And don't forget the other leg. We'll come back to neutral down dog and step your right foot in between your palms for a low runner's lunge. Keeping the knee elevated, we'll rock side to side and back and forth to improve flexibility in the hips and create flexible strength. Once you're all rocked out, we'll set the back knee onto the mat and shift your palms to the left side of your mat and gently lower down towards your palms to further deepen your stretch. Then we'll rise up and place your right hand on your right knee for a twist, gazing over your right shoulder. And from here, you can grab your left foot with your right hand for crooked monkey. I love that name. It's so cute. On your exhale, release your foot and we'll come into lizard pose. Shift your right foot to the right side of your mat and slowly prop onto your forearms. Inhale through your nose and focus on deepening your breaths, relaxing your muscles with every exhale. When you're ready, come onto your hands, then to tabletop, and straighten your left leg, pressing your toes into your mat to lengthen out your hamstrings. And then switch sides. Then come to table and step your left leg next to your palms for your runner's lunge on the other side. We'll take some side-to-side rocks here. And we'll place our left hand on our left knee for a twist. And you can also find your crooked monkey if you'd like. When you're ready, release the foot, and we'll come onto our forearms for lizard pose. And if it's available to you, you can rock side to side. I find that this opens up my hips a lot and really improves my mobility. I find this to be a great hip opener, as well as improves my mobility and loosens up tight hips before a workout. When you're ready, step the left foot back for table pose, then come into upward facing dog and reach your head back. From here, we'll prop onto our right forearm and reach back with your left hand to grab your right foot. This pose is wonderful for stretching the entire chest, shoulders, arms, and upper and lower back. And when you're ready, we'll switch sides. Remember to keep your chest tall and lifted to gain the most benefit out of your stretch. It helps to gaze up towards the ceiling to keep your upper body lifted as well. From here, we'll come to a seated position for butterfly pose. While I'm here, I like to use my elbows to push my knees down, and I'll gently lean forward to stretch the groin, glutes, and deep muscles of the hip flexors. You can also extend your arms onto the mat to bring yourself down further. You can also sit up and press your knees down with your hands to really intensify the stretch. Next, let's extend the right leg, keep the left leg bent, and place your left foot on the outside of your right knee, then hook your elbow onto the outside of your left thigh for a deep seated twist. Twists are beneficial for the low back, stimulating digestion and massaging the internal organs and kidneys. We'll hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Now take your left foot and place it on the inside of your right knee. Lean forward and wrap your left arm around the outside of your left leg and reach your right arm behind you and meet your hands together behind your back. This is an intermediate pose that's very good for opening the shoulders and rotator cuff, as well as stretching the hamstrings and strengthening the abdominal muscles. As you inhale, rise up, straighten the left leg and bend the right to find your seated twist on the other side. Hook the left elbow on the outside of your right knee, and as you exhale, twist towards the right to lengthen your spine. We'll hold for 3, 2, 1, release. Plant your right foot on the inside of your left leg and wrap your right arm behind your right leg to meet your left arm behind your back. Remember to breathe deeply. Inhale and exhale through your nose. On your next inhale, we'll rise up and extend both legs in front of you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, hinge from your hips for a forward fold. I find in the beginning of my practice, I'm usually pretty tight, and I won't be able to fold as deep. But after warming up my spine, hips, and low back with other movements, I'm able to push a little deeper in this pose, and it feels more comfortable. As we rise up, we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. Extend both legs out to your sides as far as your body allows. And if you feel comfortable, you can lower yourself down to the mat and maybe find some tiny movements rocking back and forth here. We'll also take a lateral bend here, reaching both arms towards your right foot. Left arm reaches overhead to stretch and lengthen the entire left side body. You can also take your left arm and bend it behind your back to open the chest, shoulders, and neck. On your next inhale, rise up and switch to your left side. Continue to breathe here as you allow your body to relax and sink a little bit deeper into your bend. When you're ready, rise up and come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. And that completes our practice for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and let me know if there are any other yoga videos you'd like to see. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye! See you next time!